Have you ever thought about those really old stories? The ones about huge disasters and what they might tell us about, well, us.
Yeah, those foundational narratives, they often pack a punch.
Exactly. So today, on the deep dive, we're going right into one of the big ones, the story leading up to the Great Flood in Genesis chapter 6.
It's definitely one of the most dramatic accounts you'll find.
For this deep dive, we're looking directly at the text, Genesis 6 from the NIV translation. It's pretty widely used.
And it paints a really stark picture, doesn't it, of humanity's condition back then.
It really does. It sets the stage for this, well, huge divine reaction.
Yeah.
Right?
And what we're going to unpack with you here is it dives deep into moral decline, some pretty surprising divine interactions.
Surprising is a good word for it.
And then this massive command, this order for survival. It's got details you might not remember or maybe never even noticed.
Okay, let's dive in then. So the scene opens, and it seems pretty normal at first. Humanity's growing, spreading across the earth.
Population increase, daughters being born. Seems positive, right?
You'd think so. But then, immediately, the story takes this really sharp turn.
Yeah, it doesn't waste any time.
It says, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose.
That line, it just jumps out at you.
It really does. A huge shift from just people having kids. So, sons of God, what are we actually talking about here? Is that clear?
Well, that's a great question. And honestly, it's probably one of the most debated bits in the whole chapter.
Ah, okay. So, no easy answer.
Not really. Some traditions say these were, divine beings, maybe fallen angels.
Right, linking them to the Nephilim, maybe?
Exactly. That the Nephilim, who show up right after this, were their offspring, half supernatural, half human. Sort of.
Okay, that's one view. What else?
Others argue it's more about human lineages, maybe righteous men, descendants of Seth, marrying women from Cain's line.
And that mixing led to problems.
That's the idea, a kind of moral breakdown that just amplified the general wickedness. The text itself, though, is very brief, leaves it open.
Which makes it even more fascinating, I guess. And speaking of the Nephilim,
Right, they appear right then.
the text says, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them.
And it calls them the heroes of old, men of renown.
So powerful figures, but maybe not in a good way, given the context.
That seems to be the implication. Heroes and renown suggest power, influence, maybe even dominance. But the backdrop is this escalating wickedness. It feels disruptive.
Like something's gone seriously wrong with the natural order.
Absolutely. And this all kind of builds up to God's reaction, his assessment of things.
Yeah, the narrative shifts then to the Lord's own words. My spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal.
Their days will be 120 years. A limit, a boundary being set.
And then it gets even more intense. The description of humanity's moral state.
It's brutal. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth.
And that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time.
Only evil all the time. I mean, just let that sink in. It's describing total pervasive corruption. No redeeming qualities mentioned at all.
It's incredibly bleak. And then the text gives us God's reaction, and it's, well, emotional.
Yes, that's what's so striking. It says God regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled.
Divine regret. You don't often see that described so plainly.
Exactly. It's not just a cold judgment. It's presented as deep sorrow, profound pain over how things turned out. It suggests a real relationship, even if it's a troubled one.
And that deep trouble, that regret, leads directly to the decision.
A drastic one. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created.
And with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground.
For I regret that I have made them.
It's comprehensive, almost everything. Total reset.
And it's interesting how many ancient cultures have flood stories, right? Often linked to judgment or starting over. That's a really important point. Mesopotamia, other places. It suggests maybe a shared memory of catastrophe, or at least a common way of thinking about disaster and divine response.
But right in the middle of this plan for destruction, there's an exception. A single line that changes everything.
But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord.
Just like that, a turning point.
And then the text tells us why. It contrasts him sharply with everyone else. He was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time.
And he walked faithfully with God. So completely different from the picture painted just moments before.
Totally set apart. The one person who wasn't swept up in the corruption.
And it mentions his family, too, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. They're key to what follows.
Yes. And just to hammer home how bad things were, the text repeats itself slightly.
Oh, right. It says, now the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence.
God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people on earth had corrupted their ways. That repetition really emphasizes the severity.
Makes you wonder, what level of corruption triggered such a response?
It's a sobering thought. So at this point, God speaks directly to Noah, lays it all out.
Right. Tells him the plan.
Yeah.
I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them.
I am surely going to destroy both them and the earth. Pretty clear.
No room for doubt there. But then comes the really wild part, the instructions.
Right. This is where it shifts from judgment to, well, a massive project. God tells Noah exactly what to do.
Starting with the materials.
Yep. Make yourself an ark of cypress wood, specific wood type, then make rooms in it,
Like compartments.
presumably, and coat it with pitch inside and out. Waterproofing, basically.
And the size. The dimensions are famous, aren't they?
Incredibly specific. 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high.
Which is huge. What's that in modern terms? Like 450 feet long.
Roughly, yeah. Around 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, 45 feet high. Think about building that.
Yeah.
Without power tools.
Just Noah and his sons. It's staggering.
And the details keep coming. Make a roof for it with an opening near the top. Put a door in the side.
The single door.
Seems so. Make lower, middle, and upper decks. 3 levels inside this massive vessel.
The engineering alone. It's mind-boggling. And the purpose is survival, right?
Explicitly. To survive the floodwaters. To destroy all life under the heavens. Everything on earth will perish. Except what's in the ark.
But God also makes a promise to Noah specifically.
Yes, amidst the destruction, there's a covenant, a specific agreement. But I will establish my covenant with you.
And you will enter the ark, you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. Protection for his immediate family.
A clear promise of preservation for them.
And then the animals. How does that part work in the text?
Again, specific instructions. You are to bring into the ark 2 of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you.
2 of everything. Birds, land animals, creepy crawlies.
2 of every kind will come to you to be kept alive. The text almost suggests the animals cooperate, they come to him.
That's another layer of miracle right there. Imagine the logistics.
Oh, absolutely. And it wasn't just getting them on board, they needed supplies.
Food, right, for a long time.
Exactly. You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and store it away as food for you and for them, planning for a long haul.
So the instructions are incredibly detailed, covering construction, passengers, animals, supplies, everything.
It's a complete blueprint for survival.
And how does Noah react to all this? I mean, it's an overwhelming command.
But a text sums it up very simply, but powerfully.
Noah did everything just as God commanded him.
Complete obedience, which, given the circumstances, speaks volumes about his character, that righteousness mentioned earlier.
So to wrap this part up, we've journeyed through Genesis 6. We saw this picture of humanity multiplying but falling into deep wickedness.
This strange episode with the sons of God and the Nephilim adding another layer of disruption.
Then God's profound regret. His decision for a near-total reset via flood.
But pivoting to Noah, the righteous exception, and these incredibly detailed instructions for the ark, a vessel of preservation.
It's such a dense passage, so much packed in there.
It really is. And maybe a final thought for you to chew on. What does this ancient story, with its stark contrast between, total corruption and one person's faithfulness,
And this unbelievably detailed plan for survival against impossible odds.
what does that suggest to you? Maybe about resilience, or divine justice versus mercy, or even just why do stories like this stick with us for thousands of years? What power do they still hold?